I recently talked about the most hated characters in Star Wars, so I wanted to flip the script and talk about the most loved characters in Star Wars instead. Let me know if you like this type of video and I'll continue to do it for the other franchises that I haven't done it for already. So the first one, now this is someone who was kind of on the last list but kind of wasn't, and this is Darth Vader or Anakin Skywalker. But this is the Darth Vader from the original trilogy, so the prequels, Rogue One and Obi-Wan Kenobi as well. So actual Darth Vader, not kind of the creation to Darth Vader. He's the quintessential tragic villain. His fall and eventual redemption are central to the saga. He has imposing presence, his voice, the legendary James Earl Jones, R.I.P., and his complex backstory make him unforgettable. And you know, that whole "I am your father" line, classic. That was such cinematic beauty. You know, people weren't expecting it. I really like Darth Vader. I think he's a great character for the reasons that I've said. You know, he has a great redemption story. I think, you know, how he turns on Palpatine to save his son. I think that's amazing. I do like him in his villain era. I really do like him as a villain, and yeah, he's definitely one which is iconic across any franchise. Most people know who Darth Vader is, even if they've not seen Star Wars. The next one I think is a fan favourite by everyone, and that is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now we see Obi-Wan in the prequels, the original trilogy and the Kenobi series. The Kenobi series wasn't my favourite, nothing to do with Ewan McGregor. I just didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the movies. So he is wise, he is loyal, and he is noble. He's got a tragic path, which people love, so training Anakin, losing him, then protecting Luke from his father. He has a lot of ups and downs, and then when you look at kind of, you know, the Kenobi series with Leia, and the Skywalker family really give Obi-Wan some trouble. Let's be honest, they really do cause trouble for him, and I think that's why he's loved, because he is so loyal and he really does do his best for everyone. And the fact that you look at Ewan McGregor playing young Obi-Wan, I really think that people made people love the character even more. And a fan favourite line, "Hello there." Everyone loves that. I love it. I just think it's great. It's 2 words. It's so simple, but it's just so effective. Next we have Grogu, or as people like to call him, Baby Yoda. So the reason that he is loved is how cute he is, also how mysterious he is. Where has he come from? That is the question. How old is he? What powers does he have? I know that we start to get these answered throughout the Mandalorian series, but I want to know so much more about this little guy. He does have force powers that we know, but he has silent expressions as well, which are really cute, and just things that he does is just cute and it's just funny, and it does make you love him even more. The funniest thing was, for me, was when he was eating those eggs. That was tragic for the frog type creature, but also really funny. But also when he wanted the top of the, I want to say gear knob, I don't know if that's what it was, can't remember. And he just really wanted that from the Mando ship as well. But absolutely love this character. I'm going to keep him here for the rest of this video. So the next 3 are really obvious. So the first one is Han Solo. He's in the original trilogy, The Force Awakens and Solo. Now Solo was not my favourite film again, didn't really enjoy the backstory behind it, appreciate why they did it, I wasn't really for me. So Han Solo is the ultimate charming rogue. He has a start of a selfish smuggler, but then he becomes this hero, this rebel leader, and again his redemption arc, or his redemption story if you can call it that, or just his character arc should I say, is just amazing. Just watching him grow was so good. And again, I think a lot of this comes down to how Harrison Ford has played him. You know, I think depending on where you've seen Harrison Ford, you'll probably you'll say that either you see him as Indiana Jones or Han Solo. For me, definitely think of Han Solo before I think of Indiana Jones. The next obvious one is Princess Leia. Again, she is in the original trilogy and she's in the sequels, and then she does appear a little bit within the Rogue One movie, the character, not the actress, and also in the Kenobi series as a young girl as well. I really liked Rogue One. Maybe I'll keep that for a different video as to why, but I really liked that one. So she was a groundbreaking heroine. She was smart, tough, and inspiring. Carrie Fisher, again RIP, made her an absolute feminist icon. Women wanted to be her, men wanted to be with her. That gold bikini, do I need to say more? She really blurred those lines between being just a princess and being a really strong leader, and she put those two together so well. You know, she didn't portray you as having to be one or the other. She was like, no, I am both. And I really appreciated that for her as a character. She did have moments I wasn't so keen on, but you know, every character does that, so I'm not going to hold that against her. But her legendary moment, while she was in that gold bikini, she choked Jabba the Hutt with her chains. Iconic. Absolutely amazing. You were just rooting for her that entire time. So we've then got Luke Skywalker. Of course, Luke Skywalker is going to be on this list. He was in the original trilogy, the sequels, and The Mandalorian as well. So he has the classic hero's journey. He's farm boy to Jedi, but he represents hope and growth and redemption. He also has a cameo in The Mandalorian, and I think people really liked seeing that kind of like when he was at his peak, when he was young and he was really a force to be reckoned with. I love Mark Hamill. I think he played Luke Skywalker great. I think that people have missed a trick with rebooting or putting Sebastian Stan in, especially I'll put a picture here of how they look so similar. It's amazing. He believes in redemption, so even for his father, who has done many unforgivable acts, he completely thinks there's redemption there, and that's quite endearing. I understand why Rey went after him in the later movies. I just don't know if it was necessary to bring him back. But I can understand it kind of closes off all of that. All the original three, Han Solo, Leia and Luke, are now gone. So it just paves the way for a new story to come in. As I mentioned on my last video about Star Wars, unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to happen, because Rey very much came out and said, I am a Skywalker. And I'm like, no, love, you're a Palpatine. And I would have loved them to take that narrative and go that way with it. But if we're going to get any more Star Wars, I'm not sure, haven't heard anything. Let me know if you have. It will still stick within that whole kind of Star Wars, Skywalker narrative, I think. And the last one, which is arguably one of my most favourite characters in Star Wars, is Mandalorian himself. So he appears in The Mandalorian. He's also in Boba Fett as well. He's a quiet, stoic warrior with a heart. He has a great bond with Grogu. It's a reason that people love Grogu and why they love Mando, just their father-son bond. You know, he was meant to deliver Grogu, and then I think he knew something wasn't right. So he was like, no, I'm going to get the kid back. And he looks after him. He definitely has a reluctant journey into fatherhood, but I think people loved that you saw him grow and you saw this love for Grogu come back. And even when he goes to visit Grogu with, is it Ahsoka? I don't know how to pronounce her name. Then people really love that. And obviously he has his catchphrase, this is the way, which I think is in every episode and people love. Another reason I love the Mandalorian TV series was at the end you kind of saw the concept art, and I just loved that. I loved the music, and every time, like before the movie comes out, I will go and I will rewatch those series and Boba Fett, just because I just love that so much. Now we do have one more actually, which is Ahsoka. I've not seen the series, I don't know how you pronounce it, so please don't come for me in the comments. So she obviously has her own TV series now, but she's in Clone Wars, Rebels and The Mandalorian. She is introduced as Anakin's Padawan. She grew into one of the most developed and layered characters in the franchise, and she rejected the Jedi Order, which gives her a unique moral arc. Now, I can't really give any comments on this. Like I said, I don't really know the character, but she's admired for independence, strength and character evolution. And again, from reading between the lines, she's probably a strong female lead, which is amazing, as films like this, franchises like Star Wars or Star Trek, can be quite male heavy, but I like how Star Wars has a few female front leads and lead roles, which is amazing. But that's it for this video, guys. As I said, these are the most loved characters in Star Wars. I have done a video about the most hated characters. Let me know if you're liking the Star Wars content. And I'll definitely do some more. It is one of my favourite franchises that I just don't really talk about, so I would love to do more content around this. Do subscribe. I've got so much cool stuff coming out this year. I've got some trips planned as well, which I want to vlog and take you guys along with where I can. But until next time, you take care.